Hi, welcome. I am today going to show you that this is not just a pasta maker. Look, we're gonna roll some oats in it. Yeah, we are. I did some, see? I just thought, okay, I'll video it. Why not? See? So I'm rolling it. I'm recording in here. Okay, take a scoop. The dog and hubby thinks they can just make all kinds of noise in there while I'm recording. Okay, this is live, so who cares, right? Anyway, here, this is what you do. You put a spoonful on here. They're wet, because obviously I did soak them with my lid. Got these from Amazon. I'm not trying to sell you a product. This is just what I use to shake up the water, drain it out. I did that for a couple of days. See? Drain it out, put it on a pan on the counter. Open it after it's all drained. And make some nice rolled oats. Okay, the dogs are going crazy. It's morning here, so we're up bright and early. My jammies, welcome to my jammy party. I'm gonna have a jammy party for breakfast. Why not? So, I did do this before, just so you know. And we used milk instead of water. What a difference. Wow. Well, we used a good milk, of course, not the bad milk. I'm sorry I haven't done a video in a while. You see, and you just repeat this a second time. Just put it back on. Usually 2 times is enough. You don't even have to go it a second time, I don't think, but I do it just... It's tedious, I get it, you know, if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but I need some healthy food and not buying store-bought. I had a heart attack, was in the hospital. They wound up putting 2 stents in my heart. So, I mean, you gotta eat your heart healthy, pick your battles, right? You're gonna die one day, you're gonna need to pick your battles, and a heart attack is just not one of my battles I want to fight. So, here we go. We're gonna roll some oats. They're fresh. Right from the, they don't call these berries. What do they call them? Oat groats. I'm looking, I'm cheating. Yeah, I'm looking. All right, I'm just putting it in here for now, because then I'm gonna spread it out on a sheet and let it air dry. I know I have a dehydrator, but why waste all the electric? They're gonna get used right away. So I don't need to dry and air dry and waste all that energy on that. So yeah, it's a little messy, but you put a towel under your pasta maker and you can just scoop it all into the trash, or however, if the towel's nice and clean, then you can go ahead and repurpose them. If not, just scoop them up, throw them in the trash, just, you know, whatever. Okay, just take a scoopful. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, I just wanted to show you to get a gist. Just scoop it out, spread it out on your pasta maker. Of course, you gotta clean your pasta maker, and the way to do that would be, I'll show you. All right, I'll show you how to clean your pasta maker from this, because it's wet and it's like a little pasty, so you don't want that on there. You gotta clean your pasta maker when you're done, and I don't recommend running it underwater for obvious purposes. So there is a way to clean it, and it's a 2-step process, and I'll show you that as soon as I'm done rolling these oats. I want to finish at least this jar. I have 2 more jars to do. And I tell you, I did cook them, and it's what a difference than store-bought. Just like the bread, oh, what a difference. Big difference in the flavor. Best oats I've ever eaten. And I've eaten a lot of oats from the store, but this is much better. You get to put your own goodies in it. We put nuts, put fruit. I actually watched a YouTube video, and someone there was showing you how to soak the oats overnight with some chia seeds and some recipes, some really nice stuff. Look it up on YouTube, it's great. I didn't do the link and all that stuff. Maybe one day I'll not be so lazy and help you all out. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and Look it up. All right, here we go. All right, I don't need to show you all of this, but this is about a cup, and this is enough to feed 2 people. 1 cup, you get a half each, and then you put 1 cup of milk in. Right, let me think. 2 cups, it's 1-to-1 ratio. Right, 1-to-1/2 ratio, right? 1 cup to 1/2 of these. So if this is 1 cup, we're gonna put 2 cups of milk or water, whatever you prefer, and dress it up the way you like it. I like to put a little vanilla. I don't put any sweetener because the flavoring in the fruit is really good. I did make that, like I said, I made the chia seed pudding type thing with this. I didn't care for it because the texture of this was too coarse, I think. It wasn't instant, and I don't want to make instant. I don't want to do instant, but it's delicious. I will show you one day, but not today, how that comes out. Maybe share some recipes. You make it all different kinds of ways. There's no one particular way to make it. We just boil the milk. Once the milk goes to a boil, turn it off. Yeah, and let these just go ahead and simmer right in there. While you're waiting for that, you go ahead and prep you want an apple in there, maybe with some cinnamon. Make like a apple crunch kind of deal. Put that in there, it's good. You do all kinds of recipes. If you don't like that, you can put some chocolate chip in there with maybe some strawberries and banana. Make banana nut. You can make it like pastries, and it doesn't have to be necessarily I think the 1 roll is enough, but I do 2 because there's some that looks like didn't get the press. I didn't press them. Like I said, it's tedious. It's just an idea. Unless somebody has a better one. I'm not about to spend another $300 on a device. I have all these things in my kitchen. I know I'm discovering it, but my God, I don't want to fill it up with devices. So I'm going to use what I have. I do have a juicer that has a nut butter attachment. I'm going to try to use that, but I just did with this. But because they're wet, it came out like, I'll show you what it came out like. It came out really mushy. That's not what we were looking for. You see how that is? So I'm thinking when you use the juicer and the nut butter attachment, you might want to just put the seeds in. Hold on, I get that too for you. Hold on, let's scroll you over. My little get up over here. See? These are the oat groats. We just relabeled them because the way they came looked like the thing was a little beat up. But yeah, these are the oat groats. And this is how they come. They don't come with this top. Of course, this is an extra top. I purchased them from Amazon. And it's really good to screw it on. It's just good to have this stuff, see? Let me move you closer so you can see. See? See the groat oats? They're just like the wheat berries, but these are oat. So I'm thinking that I need to put them straight in like this. I'll do it and see. I don't want it to come out like a flour though. So other people are using different kind of mills. I don't know exactly how they work, except watching a few YouTube videos. They did show some. See, they put this little thing in here. See it? It keeps them from getting moist, which keeps the mold out. So you do, and we live in a very high area where there's a lot of moisture in the air. So you want to definitely use that in there. Make sure it's in there tucked in nicely, so that moisture does not get into your container. Yep, see, there's a whole bunch of them here. I have my spelt, soft wheat berries. This one's my biblical bread. This is the Ezekiel bread. This is for my pasta. I'm gonna make pasta just to hang it dry. This one is the hard white wheat. And that's what we have as far as berries for now. Well, we're slowly getting there. Now I'll put you back over here. Okay, we're back. Did you miss me? I missed you. Okay. I'll probably edit that. Maybe not. I'm too lazy these days. I'm just so lazy. I don't want to do nothing. But I do get down there on that treadmill though. Get down there every day. I'm not so lazy with that. Because once you have a heart attack and you get those stents put in there, you got to be moving. You're on blood thinners and things like that. So you definitely want to be careful with taking care of yourself a little bit better. Well, if I did that in the first place, I wouldn't be in this position, right? But he said it wasn't the food I ate, just to be clear. It's not my videos that are making me fat. I thought it was, though. I thought maybe I ate too much pizza. Although I didn't video that, did I? Oops. Spoiler alert. I did make the pizza. Oh my God, it came out so good. I did take pictures of it, put it on my Facebook. Put it on my Facebook. The pictures of the pizza and all the other goodies I made. Because I haven't been doing the videos, but I did take pictures. I'm a little tired and weak, but I'm able to do this video, sitting down with you in my PJs. A cup of coffee. That's the disadvantage of these things. I have the Anchor's room, but I didn't get the pasta attachment. That would not have happened if I did. Another $200. I don't have that kind of money. We're on a budget, so. And like I said, we're on a budget. We're accumulating all of our berries and grains and all that good stuff. Grains and seeds. I'll pick that up later. I'll talk to you for a minute. Anyway, grains and seeds, we're trying to accumulate them. Don't think you can't do it, because you can. It's just a matter of trying to, you know, whatever you establish for your food budget. We did a workup sheet to show our income, and you know, you're on a fixed income, you're on Medicare, Medicaid, whatever you're on, food stamps. If even at that, you can't get these on food stamps, of course not. But what you could do is, like my husband and I were on disability, and we get Social Security income. So what we do is we have, like I said, itemized bill, and on the food bill, if our food bill allowance is like $300 a month, let's just say hypothetically, then these wheat goats grow the oats and the groats and all of the berries, they're like $100 and some per container. You don't have to buy it in bulk like that. I do it because it does pay dividends in the end. So I, once a month, maybe just get a 5-gallon bucket of whatever I'm using. And then I determine whichever I'm using the most, because like I said, the hard wheat is for your yeasted breads. The soft is for pastries, and the spelt is for pastry. You could go ahead and try to bulk it up with some yeast, but it doesn't work the same. It still works though, but not the same. At any rate, the Bible bread is not going to rise too much, but that's also used for yeasted breads as well. You could use that also as a pastry, so that's mutual. You can do both with the Ezekiel bread, or they have it biblical bread. Depends on where you're purchasing it. So make sure when you purchase the Ezekiel bread mix, if you should go that way, or you can just order your own mixture and mix them yourself. And they give you the recipe right on their website, so you can get the recipe and how to make that. It's just a matter of some wheat berries mixed with some beans and lentils and that kind of thing. It's really good though, and I've cooked it. You see the video on there. I don't have that many videos, so it shouldn't be hard to find it, the Ezekiel bread recipe. It wasn't that bad. So like I said, I know I'm babbling here. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, so forgive me and just endure it for a little bit. If you don't like it, just shut it off or just pass through it. I'm almost done. I just want to tell you a little bit more about how to budget this, and if you do it, because it's so much better for you than buying the store-bought, because it's loaded with sugar. It's loaded with, God knows what. But this, it's loaded with whatever you put in it. You're getting the seeds, and you can sprout them if you want to sprout them. I showed you. I use a mason jar in this little top. A lot of people frown on that. They'd rather have the air, so they do it the colander method. I personally don't like that method because it's all too heavy. It's too many. I put like a tablespoon in here, or a teaspoon, sorry. I put this spoon, just a regular teaspoon in here. And then I put the water. I leave it overnight. Okay, leave it overnight. Shake it up. This can be for any sprout that you're trying to do with whatever berry or seed you're doing. You shake it up, turn it over, let the water all out, put it on a baking dish or something on the counter, let it drain. And then the next day, if you're not using it, continue to do that just to keep the seeds moist. And from molding, you just want to keep moving them and keep rinsing them, okay? Maybe twice a day. Once or twice a day, once in the morning, one time at night. I'm thinking that's good enough. I only did it once a day because I got lazy, but it's still good, see? Oh, it smells so good. The freshness of this, oh, and it's not even milled yet. Let's see if it makes a difference. It actually smells stronger here than when you actually mill it, so we're already oxidizing. What that means is when you oxidize, sorry about the noise in the background, when you're oxidizing, you're losing nutrition. Anyway, these are the seeds, and this is where you really probably should cook from that instead of milling it. But I can't do it because I dropped it. But anyway, I'm going to finish these up, and I hope you got something out of this teaching today. I know it was all about the pasta machine, but I'm not going to edit this into a separate video, so it's going to be all in one video. So we're just going to do that. All right? Have a great day and enjoy. I hope you use it. Let me know in the comments if you've done anything like this. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll invest and get one, but I can't take from the blue budget because after the heart attack, you got to pay for the pills and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, you got a budget. All right. Take care. Hi, it's me again. Okay. I wanted to show you the method I'm using to clean my pasta machine. I put one tissue rolled. It's a little drier on this side than it is this side, so I'm going to put the wet side down and of course roll it. You see, cleans it right out. See all the stuff that fell out? Cleans it right up. And if it's not thick enough, make it thicker. Make it thicker. And just roll it through a few times. See, it's rolling it out, cleaning out more. See, it gets stuck in there, so you don't want them to dry in there. That could cause problems for your machine. So you want to treat your machine good, so it serves a lot of purposes. And this is just a good way to clean it. See, there's still more stuff coming out. Just make sure there's none on the towel when you're putting it through. You don't want to. And just so you know, I didn't say earlier that I have it on the highest setting, 6. And I have it on there because it gives it better. See how that's black? Yeah, you don't want that. So let's keep cleaning that until you don't. I don't know why I keep dropping this thing. Okay. And just keep running it through. Give it a nice little polish because it just did a lot of work for you, so you want to clean it good. You gotta keep going because you have different sides of the spindles, you know, that's spinning. Okay, I don't see anything else dropping through. Just give it a couple more goes. You don't want to ever leave that moisture in here. You want to dry this really good, and I'll show you. I have some paper there, and just wipe it down really good. Do a really good cleaning, polishing, if you will. Get a nice cleaning. This is the moist towelette. Get it good and clean underneath. I understand it's messy, but you know what? When you have no option, it's better than having to compromise the store bought food for fresh. You do whatever you have to do to get that freshness, because I know that this is hard, but if you have the money, then by all means go and buy the material you need. But if you don't have it, then you can't do anything about that. So just use what you have and make the best of it. So I'll clean it more. I know I'm babbling on, but it's important because a lot of people don't have all this money they want for this stuff. And it's good stuff. I mean, everything, you know, that they have is really good. I'm not saying that it's not, but it's also very expensive. But this is just so, when you fold it in one, and then fold it over again. You don't want to get these caught in there. Now this is dry. I have 2 dry. So you want to make sure it's extra. Okay, now put it through dry. Okay. Now to get rid of the moisture inside. Just keep going. Keep it going. Keep it going. I have an extra one just in case. See, it still has some food on it. It still has some moisture coming out. So you want to keep going until all of that is gone and there's no more black. So I'm going to have to close the video out, but you get the gist. Make it nice and clean. You just keep going until your tissues come out clean and dry. Okay, it's wet over here. And that could be because of the spinning things. They probably are turning. So maybe in the future when I do it, not favor this side, favor the other side. Because this is where the gears are and they could turn black. So we don't want that on our pasta. So you want to make sure when you're putting this through, you just keep it going until everything comes out clean and dry. So let's just pretend like I finished and I ran this through a few more times too to make sure everything is clean and dry. And that's how you clean your pasta maker after using it for anything really. You can do this after your pasta as well. It's just a good way to clean your pasta maker. You just keep it going through. And it keeps look, it's all cleaned out. See, everything's clean. There's no, you don't spin it and just get a glimpse of it, just to be sure. Okay, there's nothing. So now it's ready for your pasta. Put your cover on it, however you choose. Polish it up, clean it all up nice. Don't forget to set your setting back to 1 because you'll forget when you go to make your pasta, it'll be a complete mess. I put on 6 because I really needed I needed it to be really closed in tight, so. All right, there you have it. That's how we do your milling. See, I have enough here for a while. Oh, it smells good. So I'll make some goodies out of this. Use it all up in one day. Do not restore this. It's no good, really. You could. It's better than buying store-bought if you want to make this ahead of, but make sure you dry it good. Use your dehydrator if you need to, if you have one. If you don't have one, spread it out on a cookie sheet, let it air dry. People are afraid to do that because of mold, but if you do it on a paper towel or a paper and then use a scraper or something like I'm doing over here, I'll show you. Use a scraper. You do the same thing when you're drying. I could use the dehydrator, but I'm not. I have it here. I have a little mixture here, so see, these are dry. These are dry. All I have to do is either fuse them or can't jar them. They're ready to be jarred. These are I got these from the food pantry. They gave us rosemary, mint, and they gave it, I don't need this, and they gave us over here on this part here, this is all nice and dry. This is basil. They're ready. It smells like basil and mint. So these are really good to bake with chicken. Really good with chicken. But you use it however you like it. Potatoes. I just made some for dinner the other night. It was delicious. See? You just get these ready. I'll can them, and then you spread the oats out the same way. You could put it on a little sheet or whatever you have just to dry it out. Make sure it's clean, and just pretend like these are the oats. Just keep turning them so they're all dry and spread them out. Wait a couple hours, come back and do it again. Yeah, it's work, but you know what? It's worth it. You're worth the investment to do the work, because store-bought stuff is really, you don't know what to trust anymore, what's going on out there in our food industry. They are an industry, they're making money, and they're going to make it flavorful so kids can eat it, and they're putting fake flavors in there. This is real stuff. They're not putting anything in here because I'm doing it. Sorry about the dogs. They hear somebody outside. That's how you do it. So the dogs are going to bark until they figure out what's going on outside. Hey, Janet, put a lid on it. They listen to Mama, they don't listen to Daddy. Enjoy your coffee. I have my Dunkin' Donuts coffee at home. My cup, but I have the coffee at home here. It's the only coffee I drink. I don't drink any other coffee. If they didn't have Dunkin' Donuts, I probably wouldn't drink coffee at all. Anyway, that's it. That's it. So I'll probably edit some of this because I've babbled on too much and probably said some things you guys don't really need to hear. So that's how you mill your wheat. So I have these left here on the towel. I'm going to throw them away because they've been dried and they fell out of here with the coloration of that. So these are going to be garbage. I'm going to throw these away because of the black, see? And they came through the cleaning, so I'm going to throw them in the trash. But overall, that's all that got wasted. This is it. Not even a teaspoon got wasted. Just remember when you're measuring, this was about about a tablespoon, if that. And look how much you got out of it. You got about a cup and a half, ballpark, maybe even 2 cups. I don't know. I didn't really measure it out. When you dry them, they might shrink up a little bit, but that's all right. I'm going to use these right away, so I'm not going to bother drying them out. I'd rather mill them fresh every day if I need to. If you don't have the time to do that for you and your children, you can do it all in one. Put it in dry it, put it in your container and store it, and I'm sure the kids will still love it. If you're making it for your children or yourself, I don't know. My kids are all grown up now, so I don't have to cook for them anymore. Yay, me! Anyway, I miss them so much. If my grandchildren are watching, because sometimes they binge watch Grandma. How fun is that? They binge watch me. And they haven't seen a video in a while, so hopefully they'll enjoy this one. So if you're out there, guys, I love you and I miss you. And that's it. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. And until next time, God bless you. Jesus loves you. And I love you. I decided to go ahead and cook them. Cook the oats. All right. So hopefully you can see. I have my ingredients. These are the oats we just rolled. I'm going to put this into 1 video or maybe 3. I don't know. I'll specify on the description. Reduced fat milk. Protein powder optional. I use this protein. The Garden of Life is my favorite. I'm going to use the vanilla. I have chocolate also, but I'm not going to use the chocolate today. I like that with the banana and strawberry. If I add that in here, I like that with that. My apple. Cinnamon. You don't put this in every recipe, but I'm using that for today's recipe because I'm doing like a apple pie kind of thing, or even an apple fritter kind of thing, right? Vanilla. Optional, you can use honey for a sweetener. No more than a teaspoon is recommended. But I'm making a couple servings because remember I made a little extra. Maybe hubby wants some. Or stevia in the pack. I use this stevia in the raw. Put a pack of that in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my stove. Sorry about the mess. All right, sorry about the mess. The protein powder we're not going to add into later. So let's just do this step by step. I am going to add 4 cups of milk. Right. 4. All right, I'll just do 2 and 2. Here's 2 cups. Because remember, I have 2 cups of this, so it's going to be double. 2 cups. Might be too much, who knows. If worst comes to worst, I can mill more. First time making it in this amount, so I'm not going to add any of this yet, just these. Okay. Making a mess on my counter. Get my bar rag. A little bar rag here. Wipe that milk up. All right. So we're going to bring this to a boil. As you can see, it's going to boil. We'll wait for that to boil. While you're waiting, you can go ahead and crush up some. Put this cup away because we don't need it now. We're going to go ahead and grab a cutter. I'm going to use this one. My handy dandy knife. I should have prepared, right? I should have prepared. Do not put that by the fire. I'm going to core my apple. For the milk. Turn this so I don't hit it, bump into it, because I'm clumsy sometimes, you know. Core the apple. We got this when we went apple picking at Soon's Orchard down in Middletown or Goshen. Love that place. Alright, so I'm going to cut it in half now. Make sure that there's no seeds in there because sometimes it doesn't line up right. You don't need this now. Apple. I know they have different technology out there to do this, but I'm just gonna give it a nice, dice. Just give it a nice chop. I know everybody has a different technique, right? This is just random cut. I want to do this first, and then I'll do the nuts. Some walnuts, whatever nuts you like. I prefer walnuts with apples. It tastes delicious. Bring that to a boil. Well, you probably can't see, right? Watch your fingers. I usually fold my fingers like a claw when I'm doing it so I can avoid. I'm on blood thinners. I don't want to be cutting myself. Not high dose or anything, just keeping everything smooth and running. Okay. So like I was saying earlier in the other video, or the earlier on in this video, if I don't edit it, the diet didn't cause me to have the blockage according to the doctor. What caused it was I was an ex-smoker. I used to smoke, and he said that is why. So that's the culprit. So even though I quit, I still build up plaque, and I didn't follow through with whatever I was supposed to do. I'm just going to do like a 1/4 cup to a handful, which is, here, I'll measure it in a cup. I guess people frown on it. About a ½ cup, see? This is a full cup, and it's about half of that. Take the air out of your bag, close her up. I used a diamond, I think raw is always better. ShopRite has it, but this came from Walmart. I like to shop there sometimes, so I get some good deals. You know, you're on a budget, you gotta look for the deals. Sometimes ShopRite is good with some things, and Walmart is good with others, and you just gotta make it work for yourself. Depends on what you like. Keeping an eye on my milk, making sure it don't burn. You don't want to burn your milk. This gives you could use water. You don't have to use milk if you're a vegan, or you don't have to use milk. You can use water. I prefer the milk because it makes it creamier, and because it's low fat, why not? You could make it with water. It does not make a difference. You might need to add a little more seasoning to it or something to give it a little more flavor. But you don't have to add as much flavor because of the milk, because it makes it nice and creamy. But the water, that's when this will come in really handy, because that'll flavor it nicely. Your protein powder. This is just for extra protein, but remember, if you're diabetic, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, this is not a lifesaver for diabetes. But what it does do is it balances your sugar, so it's not, you don't get the spikes, the ups and downs of it. This just levels it out nicely. I tested my sugar. I'm not a professional or in any means, but I tested my own sugar, and it seems to be balanced through the day of eating this. I'm going to put the milk away. I'll be right back. I don't like my milk warm. You can add anything you want to this, but you're not going to add this until later. I shouldn't have cut it yet because you don't want oxidation to kick in. These are the things I need to add. You can put a teaspoon of honey in if you want, or well, I don't know what I did with my stevia packet. Here it is. Or you can add the stevia, or both, but I prefer one or the other because I don't want to start getting used to eating things too sweet. It's starting to boil. I'm going to add it now. I'm just going to add the whole thing because I already measured it out. I'm just going to add the whole thing. There you go. Add it all in. I'm just going to get a little mixer. Give it a little stir. And then turn it down a little bit because you don't want it to burn. When it starts boiling, turn it off. Let it cook itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do that and be right back. Now that it's boiling, you can see it's boiling. Can you see it? It has a boil to it now. You might want to add less milk. It looks like I might have added a little too much milk, but I'm going to make this anyway. It's going to thicken up. It's so good. Now that it's boiling on the medium low or to low heat, turn it off. Just turn it off and let it sit. That's it. That's it. You let it sit, and then we'll be back. We'll add our goodies in there. And that's it. Clean up our mess. And that's it. You just leave it sit there. Now we have finished our oats. Which way are we going here? Okay, see how good? Let me. All ready for the toppings. I was going to do it in the pan, but because of the amount, it's too much for me to eat in one sitting. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle on cinnamon, how many to your liking. I will do about a fourth, little bit of vanilla because I'm not using it in such a bulk. I'm going to do it this way. Only because it's too much for me to eat. I don't want that much food. Just put a little bit of, to your taste. It's really just a seasoning. It just, if you omit it, put it in or leave it out. I didn't choose not to use the sweetener. So there might be enough sweetener in the apple. So I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of the protein in. About a half teaspoon. Okay, half teaspoon. I decided not to use sweetener. Optional. Use it as you please. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in about a tablespoon or two of apples and drizzle that with some nuts. I like the nuts, so I'm going to add a little extra in my portion. Leave some there for hubby when he comes back. Okay, mix it roll up. I should have mixed the powder in first. So, yeah, do it the way you want to do it. I should have mixed it. You can add some extra milk on top if you like, if you want it a little more loose. If you want it thicker, just add less milk to your pot. If you want it loose, just you have to feel it out basically. So do, like I said, the half a cup oats after you've milled it, rolled oats. After you've milled it, do a half a cup of that to 1 cup of milk. And then if you feel that it's too thick or it's too watery, then you adjust the milk to less, or water, whatever you're using. Okay, let's give it a taste. Now you can put berries in here, bananas. Wow. Now you have all the flavors. That is so good. Excuse me. Put less protein powder in, I think. Put about a quarter of a teaspoon, not so much of it. That's good. Not one flavor is overpowering. You can taste all the nuts, taste the apple, taste the cinnamon. You can leave cinnamon out if you don't want it. If you want to drizzle it with a little bit of honey, I mean, it won't hurt. I'm thinking because protein powder might have a little sweetener in there. I don't want to get too sweet. But now you can get the raw honey. It's wonderful honey right there. Expensive, but delicious. Okay. Now you can taste that rich honey. Honey on the apple and on the nuts. It's so good. Not to mention the oats are fantastic. They're fresh. You get all the nutrients in it. It does not oxidize in the grocery store. Like I said, you can make this ahead of time. Put you up here. You can make it ahead of time. I'm going to put that in the fridge, and hubby wants some, you can have it. It's better than trying to convert back to the store because, you know, you want to have some on hand. I do that with my flour as well. I'll show you what I do. After I mill it, I have extra. If I'm making bread or pastry, here's what I do. I bag it. So in the morning, if I don't want oats, I don't eat grain and stuff every day. I eat eggs and other stuff too. But if I don't, I keep this in there. Normally, I fresh mill all flour for whatever I'm making. But in the event, you know, you have the heart attack, you want to go home, you got to rest, or you just don't feel like doing it. There you go. Just bag it up, whatever one you want. Take whatever wheat berry. I mix them sometimes. This is spelt, so this is pretty standard. I put in the baking powder and baking soda already, so this is all-purpose flour for me. Already it's about 2 cups. About 2 cups. So if I need, I did 4 cups, but I got about 2 cups left, maybe 3. And then if I want to make a pancake or Frameburg, help me out here. Can you believe it? I'm trying to look for the device over there to see if I see it, so it'll help me remember what I'm trying to tell you to make. Waffles. Why was that so hard? I don't know. Maybe I'm a little nervous. Who knows? I don't know. But waffles. You can make waffles, pancakes, or even muffins if you want. Muffins. Yeah, you can do that. I'm sorry about the mess. I know it's a little dirty. It needs to be cleaned because I did a lot of cooking yesterday. Or was it the day before? I had to turn everything off to run to the hospital emergency room. But I'm good. I'm home now. You keep having some symptoms and it's concerning. And I live far away from the hospital, so you only have like 30 minutes to get there. Not that I'm living in fear at all. But you have 30 minutes to get there for them to respond. And I don't recommend ambulance because it took 45 minutes to get to the hospital when it should have only took 20. But because they had to wait for another paramedic, that took a lot of time. Long story short, got to the hospital. I turned everything off. And I rested yesterday, and then today I'm up and trying to get back to the swing of things. So I'll clean all this all up. And this is a real. I mean, I'm not trying to be all fancy. But here you go. Do it. Do this. And the same thing with the oats. Same thing with the oats. This is just advice. You can fast forward it if you don't want to hear it. But if you like the advice that I'm giving you, give me a shout out on the bottom here. Let me know what you're thinking. And enjoy. This is part of life, people. They're putting stuff in our food that's making us sick. And people aren't really paying attention to it. And they think oats, because they put a heart on it, it's healthy. I don't know if I have the container from the store. I think we threw it out. Probably should have saved it so I can show you what I mean. You read the ingredients. There's a lot more than just oats in that package. There's sugars and other flavorings, fake. This is real stuff. This is real honey. This is real pure olive oil. Sorry. Vanilla, pure vanilla, and real stuff. It's all real stuff. This is the only packaged stuff I have here, and even this with the ingredients, let's see. This is just girl talk, ladies, or guy talk, whatever. You read the ingredients, it has a lot of sprouts, all organic. Just because it says organic, don't pay attention to just organic. Make sure you read what's organic in there. I know they have to pay a lot for their labels. So you can rest assured that those labels at least have some kind of guideline on what you're getting. So read those labels, people. Know what's in your food. For the most part, I'm trying to go homestead if I could. Get some chickens, throw them in the yard here. We built a little coop last year. I'll show that to you in the spring. We built a little area for them to, if you have any advice, then I'd be happy to hear it. I have to get chickens. They have some at the Tractor Supply, but I'm not sure I want to go there to get them, because then you might get a bunch of boys, and we have neighbors and I have respect for them. I don't want them cock-a-doodle-looing all day long here. But at any rate, it's been nice chatting with you. Enjoy your breakfast or your lunch. Just try to eat as healthy as you can. You can't control everything out there. You're going to buy some stuff from the store. But just make sure when you do, you read what's in it. If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your mouth. Simple as that. Organic coconut. Make sure it's only coconut in there. And if you do have other things in there like pineapple, okay, that's all right. But if it's pineapple flavoring, no, don't buy it. Put your own pineapple in there. That's the same thing with yogurt or anything else. That's just advice. You do whatever you want. I veered from fast food eating 3 years ago. Lost some weight, but not all of it. I still have a way to go, but it's a start. And now I'm learning how to use the kitchen. As you've seen in my previous videos, I discovered I have one, and now I have to figure out what to do with all the stuff I put in here. It's not just knickknacks, people. This stuff is actually beneficial to use. I'll show you the juicer. All right, stove's cooled down. This is my Omega juicer. This thing can do a lot of things. I can make butter, nut butters in here. Nut butters. See, I have a kitchen, and this is broken. I have a new one coming, a replacement part, so it's going to be a little hard to get it out. All right, I just used it to try out some oats. And as you could see, it almost made it like buttery. You don't want that. But maybe I'm thinking if I do it dry, but then I don't want it a powder either. So we'll see how that works. So next video, I'll try to do it with this, with the dry bear seeds. It's falling into the stove. But like I said, I got to clean this anyway. But that's my juicer. It's not just a juicer. There's so much you can do with this. But remember, if you are juicing, just remember, you need some fiber. Okay, you need fiber. And what's good about milling your own food, whether it's berries or oats or rice or whatever you're doing, quinoa, you just know that you have all the nutrients intact. It's not depleted in the vitamin E's and K's and B's or whatever. No, I don't think it has K's. I think K's are really for the leafy green vegetables. I have to take this apart to clean it because I did use it for the oats. So you can do nut butters. You can make ice cream with this. Fresh fruit. Just throw it in there. You got like a sorbet. If you feel like a little sweet snack. You don't have to resort to the candy store to grab a Snickers bar. And I'm sorry again for the dogs. They hear outside. They hear something outside. Probably deer running around the yard. They're looking for food. This time of year we still have snow outside. So the deer are looking for food and they hear them and they want to probably go out and play with them. But we're not. I'm going to yell at them for a second. I'll be right back. Hey, settle! It's quick. They listen very well. They don't listen to hubby at all. Oh, they don't listen to me either. That's Lacey. She's the stubborn one. Maybe one day I'll show them to you, but I'm going to start making their food as well, because their food, oh my God, have you seen it? I got to do a video on this dog food and the dogs. Lacey is humongous. I bought her a new vest to walk her with me when I go out walking when the spring comes. I'll video some of that and show it to you if you're interested. I know there's a lot of details in here. This is just a long chat, finishing up breakfast and a long chat. So I will go ahead and do another video on the animals, and when I get this other part, like I said, it broke. I was trying to actually milk flour in here. I thought, well, if you can do coffee beans, why can't it do Ezekiel flour? Yeah, I was wrong. It broke right in half. See? It broke. Yeah. So I did on eBay. I found one. Somebody sold it for 20 bucks. I thought that was a good deal. So I purchased it, and I'm waiting for that to come. And I will clean up this mess, and I will see you again in another video. I hope. I know I look all rugged, but it's morning, and who cares? I'm by myself, so if I want to stay like this all day, I can. So sorry to you guys that got to work, because that really does stink, and it does put a damper in how much time you put into your healthy eating. Make this stuff ahead of time. You can. I'm not saying that you can't. Just like I said, if it's wet, you don't want to leave it wet. All right? Don't leave it wet. You need to dry it or make it fresh every day, because you don't want mold, and it will deplete once it oxidizes. What I recommend then, if you want to preserve it, put it in mason jars. Here's some more advice. Put it in mason jar, your oats. Put milk or water, whatever you're going to use, in there. Coconut water, if you want to make it like a tropical, whatever you want to put in there. You put whatever flavors you like in there. Put it in a mason jar, cover it up, put it in a refrigerator, leave it overnight. Put some chia seeds in there. You'll have a nice pudding the next morning. It's delicious. Leave it overnight. So there's so many options. There's so many options. You could take that to work with you in a little container. I'm sorry. Hey, enough! Put it in a container. Take this stuff with you. My husband and I, when we go out, long trips, or, you know, to me, it's hours a long time. Hold on. I don't think I was recording this whole time. Whoops. Oh well. Anyway, bon appetit. Eat healthy. Prepare. You don't have to put the powder in. Leave it out if you don't like it. Try a different way to see what you like the best. Do small portions. Make a big batch of it. Put little stuff together. Find your favorite one. Then stick with that. Mix it up. You have a couple of flavors you like. Mix it up. Put it in your refrigerator. Take it to work with you. Take it out. You can heat it up. Eat it that way. But it's always better to do it this way. If you prepare it that way, oxidation is fine and you should be good. It's better than resorting to store-bought. Fresh is always better. But if you're going to preserve it in a refrigerator with the ingredients that you would use if you were going to cook it. And your done product. Put your berries. You can do your berries and stuff later, and then just add it on top of it when it's done the next day. Put your cap on, take it to work, and mix it with your spoon at lunchtime or breakfast, whatever you do when you finally get to work. Okay? Enjoy your healthy eating, people. So good. So good. Just be careful what you're eating out there. Okay? Making people sick, and there's so many people that I've seen on Facebook, friends, that they're really having a rough time with what they're eating out there. There's so many ways to prepare. Maybe someday we'll make some videos on it, but there's so many on YouTube already about these things, and this is where I learned some of this stuff, is by watching YouTube videos to help me out so I can learn about these things. Not one size fits all for everybody. Just find your Just find what works for you. Some people beg to differ. Don't eat that stuff. It's poison. Baloney. It's not. Too much of it, anything is poison. I don't care. A healthy thing can go too far and become toxic. It's just a matter of balancing out your nutrition during the day. If you're having carbs for breakfast, I don't recommend dinner and lunch too, having carbs. I recommend that you eat maybe a salad. Nice chicken with some potatoes. Something small portions goes a long way. And if you're diabetic, you want to balance out your proteins with your carbs. You want to eat a healthy fat. Every diet should consist of those. A healthy fat, healthy carb, and of course your protein. But it's got to be balanced in all meals. Okay, you can't have just protein, just carbs. No, you want all three to be a factor. Nuts have fat in it already, omega-3s, according to whoever did this research. I'm not a specialist, but nuts has supposedly omega-3s in them. I chopped them up already, so I'm sure they're oxidizing already. But they're freshly put onto my food. The apple is fresh. Of course, they oxidize as well. But put it on there and eat it. Much better than buying it from the food store or fast food restaurants. Now you know what you got. You put it in there. If you don't know what's in there, then that's a problem. I got it from the seed right to the plate. Apple, right to the plate. Nuts, right to the plate. You got your fat, you got your carb, and you got your protein. And I even added a little extra protein. A little extra protein will help balance out those sugar levels. That's why I say that according to research. Some people beg to differ. There's two sides to every coin out there, and some agree and they disagree. Do what works for you and go from there. It was nice chatting with you all. Have a